Brendan, how's the squad? Any updates, any changes from the weekend?
No, everyone is in a good place, obviously. Quick turnaround, recovery, but no, everything good.
How do you feel about this specific challenge and how it compares or maybe differs to the ones you faced previously in the competition this season?
No, listen, I think Red Bull Leipzig will be no different to the likes of Atalanta and Borussia Dortmund, a top team, right at the towards the top of their league. Have everything that you would want in a top European side: speed, strength, power, technique. So, but it's a brilliant challenge for us, and we're really looking forward to it. Obviously, having been away for the last couple of games, and on the back of a really good result in Atalanta at home, and really excited by that.
How helpful is it to go into this one on the back of so much positivity from the Atalanta game?
Yeah, I think we showed here in our first game that we started and played the football and the intensity that we wanted. We obviously go to Dortmund, and that was a really challenging night for us, and we're obviously really grateful for the support we had after that. The supporters were really good for us in what was a really difficult night, and that gave the players the energy and the confidence then going forward. And like it is, you always have to learn and have to be better, and we were that in Atalanta against a really, really outstanding team. So now we have the chance now to come back home and with a full house, really look to bring our energy to the game, but also know that we'll have to defend for a good period of the game as well, and defend with the concentration and commitment that we did in Atalanta.
Andrew, did the players maybe need that Atalanta performance just to get a bit of belief back after what had happened in Dortmund to look forward for the next games in this competition?
Yeah. Well, definitely. I think that it was, as I said, it was a challenging evening in many aspects. But I've mentioned it before. But this group of players, I think what carries any individual or any team is the mindset. And this is a team that's mindset is to improve and to be better. And we knew we needed to be better after that game, me included. And we were able to go away and focus on that. And we're much better in our game in Atalanta. So this is another good opportunity for us to perform at a high level.
Is it just about having those concentration levels right and getting the distances correct? Because it was there against Atalanta. Obviously, going to be a lot of attacking talent in the RB Leipzig team. Are you needing a very similar performance to that?
Yeah. I think, as I said in the three games that you mentioned, the Borussia Dortmund, a lot of the ideas going in were similar because you're playing against such a top level of opponent, but the game just got out of control too quickly for us in Dortmund, and we were probably just individual then in our pressing, and but that allowed us to regroup again and go to Atalanta and press how we wanted to and defend how we needed to, and the players showed that they could do that against a really, really top attacking team. And so we'll need to do that again tomorrow. There's going to be times where we're going to be able to press the game, be really aggressive on it. There's going to be moments where we have to be controlled in that, and then look to play and cause them a problem when we have the ball.
Brendan, because your players have shown and demonstrated that they do have that kind of added dimension to their game, as shown against Atalanta, did you notice a kind of a more kind of confidence approach with them, a kind of growth almost, that they prove that they can play a different way?
Yeah, it's much a different way. It's just you have to have that resilience. I think that top teams will push you back. You can go with the idea, with whatever idea it is you want, but at moments in games you're going to have to defend, and you have to have that organisation and have that resilience to be able to do that. So I think that what Atalanta proved to the players that at the very highest level we can do that, but it really takes a big concentration, it takes a big commitment, and it takes a togetherness in order to do that, because the team together, how they moved, how they were all synchronised in their actions and moving up the pitch and being tight and filling in spaces, they were very, very good. So it will be the same tomorrow. We're going to need moments of that, and then that earns you the right to then play.
You talk about obviously the home atmosphere and how beneficial that is going to be. I wonder, do you have a message to the fans over pyrotechnics? Obviously the club put a very strong message ahead of the cup tie, and with this kind of potential ban looming over them as well. What would you say to the fans?
Well, I think it's just exactly what was said before. It's not something that we really want to see. I think there's that sanction hanging over the club, and we really don't want that.
Just in terms of the atmosphere, the positive side of the atmosphere, how much is that going to help tomorrow, your players, and trying to get more points on the board in this league? Yeah,
well, your home games are very, very important at this level, and we all know here that, as I said, when you want the result, then the supporters can bring you closer to that. I think it's going to be, that intensity will be needed, and as the noise and what it generates here is absolutely incredible. We'll also need that little bit of patience as well, because there's going to be moments whenever at times supporters will want you to go forward and want you to press, but we have to be educated in our pressure, and for that means making sure that everyone is in tune with that, because you can't sustain it, you can't continue to do it against the very, very top teams. So there'll be moments of pressure, there'll be moments where you're compact and tight, waiting for that tactical moment to press, and I'm pretty sure the crowd, as I said, they'll really get behind the players and hopefully can push us to a result. But I'm really excited by it, because we've got ourselves, after 3 games, into a really good position. 2 really tough games, a fantastic performance here, and now we've got another opportunity to show that we can pick up a result against a top team.
Brendan, have you got a tough call to make in terms of centre-back position? Austin obviously came in at the weekend. Liam's been terrific for you this season.
Yeah, I think I mentioned before that all the players have value. There's no, as I said, I know I can put any one of them in. It'll depend on the game that we want to play and mirror it in with some of their strengths. So I think all the players know they're valued, and they know that they're going to play in games, even if it's not the next game. They'll maybe get the opportunity in the next one after that. So, but we sit down and we always come up with a plan in terms of what it is we want to do, and then the players that fit around that.
Okay. Brendan, you've talked a lot this season about the link between pressing and attacking. At this level, can looking after the ball be the thing that provides a catalyst for a good defensive performance as well? Yeah,
it's also, for me, that's how you defend. You could defend better, and that's the link to me getting booked at the weekend. I said to the players, I'm always thinking about the bigger picture. You're losing your passing. Domestically, we might not get punished, but at this level, you will do. So my think and link and everything is always to the highest level. So be clean, be precise, play with speed on the ball, and but I think this team is improving in many ways that I see that defensive side, the press and everything, absolutely. But with the ball, I think we're developing in our organised possession, in our counter-attacks. We scored 2 of our 3 goals in the first half of the weekend in counter-attack moments where we're breaking away from pressure. We're improving in set pieces. Like I said, organised possession, we're getting better, and this is what you need to be good at this level to get results.
You've coached against Marco Rosa teams before. Does that help in any way in the tactical preparation or in your experience?
Not really. I just know how Marco's teams will play. I know what the Red Bull philosophy is. So they want to press, they want to be aggressive, they're going to have physicality in the game, and you also see what they're doing back in the Bundesliga to tell they're a top side. So different type of challenge to the Atalanta one, with just how they work, but similar in terms of their profile of player, the status that they have in their league. So, but knowing that Marco's teams, they will press, they will run, they'll be aggressive, and yeah, we're hoping that we can have the same result that we did against Leipzig when I was here the first time.
Andre Silva from RB Leipzig is on record saying this is going to be like a cup final for them tomorrow because they've not won a game yet in the Champions League. Can that play into your hands?
Well, not then. It's listen. Every game for us at this level is a cup final. I'd mentioned that right at the beginning of this competition to our players. We have 8 finals to see if we can get into that playoff stage. So they've had tough games. They'll obviously be disappointed with the Juve game where they were at home and they lost a man and lost the game. But of course, you come into this 4th game, then they'll be obviously desperate to get points on the board. But thankfully we are too, and that should mean for a really, really fantastic game.
They've got the best defence in the Bundesliga this season, I believe. So how difficult a challenge is that for you to try and open them up? Clearly
going to be a difficult challenge, but that's the level, and we know that. But we know what we can do here. We know we can score goals. We know we can create goals, and and we want to make it as difficult as we possibly can for them with the ball and against the ball. We have a huge respect for every team we play at this level, and in particular this team here, who, like you say, got a very, very good record. But for us, we also have to concentrate on our strengths, and I think we've shown that we can score goals. So we have to push and do everything we can to get the win and to be really effective in that phase of the game.
You spoke about the line-up leak at the weekend. Is that something you've been able to get to the bottom of yet?
Sorry?
The line-up getting leaked before the games, is that something you've been able to get to the bottom of?
No, it's something that the club will look at. For me, it's I don't want to talk anymore on it. My concentration's on the team that's playing.
On a purely personal level, Brendan, how much do you enjoy the challenge of the Champions League and pitting your wits? And I mean, you mentioned after Dortmund that you had to review that everybody could have done better, yourself included in that. How much do you enjoy it? Because you seem to be thriving on it.
Yeah, it's the highest level of European football. So we're playing against a lot of teams that are superior to us, and from superior leagues. So that challenge in itself is absolutely great. Trying to find ways of which to gain the results that can bring you to your end point. So, but yeah, it's an amazing competition to be involved in. You have some games where you have to take your medicine, but I'm pretty sure it's all learning, and it's no different to probably yourselves. I'm pretty sure you don't write your scripts first up all the time. I'm sure you draw your line through some pieces of paper and whatever else, and we're exactly the same. Where we learn, we hope to be better, improve, and certainly from a manager's perspective, it's a really exciting level to be involved in.
Brendan, the result against RB Leipzig in 2018 in your first spell was one of the quite a memorable European night of Europa League. What do you remember of that? Was that the kind of level you really need to hit again, you think?
Yeah, I think to win a game at this level, you have to bring your A game to it. And I thought that night we were excellent. The intensity of our game, the pressure we had in the game. Of course, you have to ride your luck at times as well. That's the level. But no, I thought our intensity, our pressing, our football was very good on that evening. And at this level, you have to be near on perfect to get a big result.
Long wanted to turn Parkhead into a fortress, even at this level. Back-to-back home wins against Feyenoord and Slovan. Now, does it feel like maybe something's building in that regard? Well,
it's just time. I think what is important is to have a good mood, and I think the mood is great at the moment. I think that's why I give gratitude to the supporters after the Dortmund game, because when we walked over at the end, which was on the back end of a tough evening, they stayed with the team, and they were with the team. They'd seen what we'd been doing up until that point. We hope to prove that was just a night where we just weren't at our best and we got heavily punished for it. But we've shown that we can learn, and then, like you say, getting results here can build that mindset again. So like you say, the Feyenoord and the Bratislava, the two really good games, especially the Bratislava one, to get us off to a really good start in the competition. And now we play against a really, really top team on the back end of a good result, and a fantastic result in Atalanta. And let's see if we can keep this mood going and keep that feeling going.